Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Yasam Tadojayam Udirayet Srinvata Swagata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtanaha Hrudayantvastovhi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhutsutam Nastaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, everyone. I'll continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam 24, chapter 24, and verse 34. Namaha Pankajanabhaya Bhuta Sukshmendriyatmane Vasudevaya Shantaya Kutasthaya Swarochite. Namaha, all our obeisances are unto you. Pankajanabhaya, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose navel the lotus flower emanates. Bhuta Sukshma, the sense objects. Indriyani, the senses. Atmane, the origin. Vasudevaya, unto Lord Vasudeva. Shantaya, always peaceful. Kutakshaya, Kutakshaya, without being changed. Swaroshite, unto supreme illumination. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada Gajay. Translation. My Lord, you are the origin of the creation by virtue of the lotus flower which sprouts from your navel. You are the supreme controller of the senses and the sense objects, and you are also all-pervading Vasudeva. You are the most powerful, and because of your self-illuminated existence, you are not disturbed by the six kinds of transformations. Purport. The Lord as Garbhodayaka Vishnu lies in the ocean of Garbha with, within this universe, and from his navel the lotus flower sprouts. Lord Brahma is generated from the lotus flower, and from Lord Brahma the creation of this material world begins. As such, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Garbhodayaka Vishnu, is the origin of the material senses and sense objects. Since Lord Shiva considers himself to be one of the products of material world, his senses are under the control of Supreme Creator. The Supreme Lord is also known as Srikesha, the master of senses, which indicates that our senses and sense objects are performed by Supreme Lord. As such, he control our senses and out of his mercy engage them in the service of the master of senses. In the conditioned state, the living entity struggles in this material world and engages his senses for material satisfaction. However, if the living entity is graced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can engage these very senses in the service of the Lord. Lord Shiva desires not to be misled by the material senses, but to engage always in the service of the Lord without, without being subject to contamination by materialistic influences. By this grace and the help of Lord Vasudeva, who is all pervading, one can engage in his senses in devotional service without deviation, just as the Lord acts without deviation. The words Shantaya, Kuchastaya, Swarochite are very significant. Although the Lord is within this material world, he is not disturbed by the waves of material existence. However, conditioned souls are agitated by six words of transformations. Namely, they become agitated when they are hungry, when they are thirsty, when they are aggrieved, aggrieved, and when they are illusioned, and when they grow old, and when they are on the deathbed. Although conditioned souls become very easily illusioned by these conditions in this material world, the supreme personality of Godhead as a super soul, Vasudeva, is never agitated by these transformations. Therefore, it is said here, Kutastaya, that he is always peaceful and devoid of agitation because of his power, prowess, which is described here as Swarochise, indicating he is illuminated by his own transcendental position. In other words, the individual soul, although within the illumination of the Supreme, sometimes falls down from the illumination because of his tiny position. And when he falls down, he enters into the material conditioned life. The Lord, however, is not subject to such conditioning. Therefore, he described as self illuminated. Consequently, any conditioned soul within this material universe can remain completely perfect and he is under the protection of Vasudeva or when he is engaged in devotional service. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangam langayate girim, yat kripa tamaham vande, Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Namo Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swamin iti namine, Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे I humbly bow down and seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas here and thank you for giving me this opportunity to purify myself. Please forgive me for any of my shortcomings. I'm summarizing here the verses by listening to the lectures from His Holy Grace Pranavananda Prabhuji from Govardhan Eco Village and also from other ISKCON devotees from ISKCON Hyderabad. The context of this verse, the Prachetas performed austerities underwater for 10,000 years to please Lord. Lord Shiva appeared before them and was greatly pleased with their determination. Out of compassion, he instructed them in the worship of Lord Krishna through pure devotional service, bhakti. Uh, this particular verses from the previous verse, starting with the previous verse, is called, this in chapter 24, is called Rudra Gita. Rudra Gita is the song sung by Lord Shiva on Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Shiva offers prayers to the quadruple expansions of Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. They are called Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Anuruddha. These are the first expansions of Lord Krishna, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Anuruddha. And in this verse, we will talk about the first expansion, that is Vasudeva, and Lord Krishna further expands after that to Mahavishnu, Garbhodayaka Vishnu, and Kshirodayaka Vishnu. This work talks about the deity of consciousness, which is Chitta, and Vasudeva is the controller of all senses and sense objects. They are the deities of there are deities for various elements controlling the body, which are described in the other verses, next verses as well, like the Sankarshana, Pradyuma for intelligence, Sankarshana for false ego, and Anuruddha for mind. When we discuss about the prayers of any great personality, it will have a deep meaning. We have to understand each word and use in our daily life. For example, when we read the prayers of Kunti Maharani or the prayers of Bhishma, prayers of Dhruva, and prayers of Pruth Maharaj, and here Lord Shiva is doing the prayers for Lord Krishna, and it is known as Rudra Gita. Each word is very important. From the purport, the Supreme Lord remains within this world, yet he is never disturbed by this influences. Whereas the conditioned souls are agitated by six transformations. They hunger, thirst, grief, illusion, old age, and death. The super soul, Vasudeva, is never affected by these changes. And, and, and this Rudra Gita is a glorious hymn sung by Lord Shiva, who is the greatest Vaishnava. There is a saying, right? Vaishnavanam Yadosimbo. He's the number one Vaishnava. In Lord Shiva, in his praise of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he sung the song, and these are the prayers are offered as a guide to prachetas who are seeking the Lord through penance. And this is also explained, the purpose of this Rudra Gita can also be explained um, through through the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jivera Swarupehe Krishnera Nityadas. The true nature of the soul is that it is always an eternal servant of Sri Krishna. Here, Lord Shiva glorifies Krishna as the source of all creations, even before Vishnu's expansions, which we are all familiar with. The three expansions, which are Mahavishnu, Garbhodayaka Vishnu, or Kshirodayaka Vishnu, right? And Lord Shiva describes his transcendental qualities, such as peace, self illumination, and immunity to material transformations. To teach us bhakti, how to engage our mind and senses in devotional service of the Lord. This is one of the reasons why we are learning this um, Rudra Gita. Um, and the other purpose of this Rudra Gita is to reveal Lord Shiva's own heart as surrendered devotee, despite his universal position as a great personality, right? So, and what is the significance of Rudra Gita today? Is a divine guide for serious spiritual seekers like us and how to approach Krishna. This is a significance and demonstrates the unity among great personalities like Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu in serving Krishna. And it is a lesson in Vaishnava humility, right? Even Shiva never claims supremacy. That's one of the key points in this one. Shiva never claimed, I'm the supreme God. And he always said, um, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu is the supreme personality of God. It's not just a poetic prayer, it is a transformative meditation when chanted and understood. I just wanted to spend a few minutes talking about the three Purushas avatars of Vishnu as well. The three Purusha avatars are Mahavishnu, creator of material universes, who lies in the casual ocean, Karana ocean, and from his breathing, countless universes emerge and also destroyed from the breathings. So he's so vast from the pores of the skin, all the universes emerge. And the second expansion of Vishnu is Garbhodayaka Vishnu, which Garbhodayaka Vishnu is the maintainer of each universes. Remember, if all the universes are created, and each universes will have a Garbhodayaka Vishnu, and he enters into the universe generated by Mahavishnu and lies on the Garbhodayaka ocean in each universe. From his navel grows lotus, which becomes the seat for Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, every universe has a Brahma, Brahma then performs a secondary creation, variety of species, planets, etc. So he empowers Brahma and other demigods to carry out their plan. And then comes the Kshirodharika Vishnu, the third expansion, which is the super soul of Paramatma, which is residing in our hearts. He resides in the ocean of milk, which is the Vishnu we see in all movies or how we know, familiar with Kshirodharika Vishnu, which is in Kshirasagara and is the third expansion. And Kshirodharika Vishnu enters every atom, every living being as Paramatma. And what is the connection to Krishna? So all these three are the Purusha avatars are together, and the connection to Krishna is all these forms are expansions of Krishna, the original supreme personality of Godhead. First, Krishna expands to Lord Balarama, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyuma, Aniruddha, And then we have this further expansions to Mahavishnu, Garbhodayaka Vishnu, Kshirodayaka Vishnu. It's also mentioned, the same thing is mentioned in Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Paramakrishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Sarvakarana Karanam. And Lord Shivarudra's Gita is a sincere play for peaceful, unchanging consciousness, eh, eh, and it is a prayer from heart that constantly remembers and serves Lord Krishna. The Purusha avatars show how Krishna managed the entire material world creation effortlessly. And understanding these truths helps us strengthen our faith in Krishna as the original Lord, inspires our devotion by following in this great devotees like Shiva. And with this, I would like to end here. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.